What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, McCormick Fishing. You know what today is? It's Tuesday, another Tackle Tip Tuesday. Literally just back to boat and truck in from Potomac River. Had a great event there, got a check. Always wanted to do better, but there's a reason why we're doing a Tackle Tip Tuesday on the Potomac River. And here's why. I catch them on one thing and one thing only at Potomac River, and that is a 1/2 ounce thunder cricket. So today's video, Tackle Tip Tuesday, is brought to you by Strike King and Lures, of course, but we are going to be talking about the thunder cricket, chatterbait, rod, reel, line, the thunder cricket, the trailer, you name it. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys following along. Make sure to drop a comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell on, guys, because we're pumping out 2 videos a week, and I want you guys to keep up with it, so don't miss a video. Turn that notification bell on. So, further ado here, chatterbait fishing, thunder cricket fishing, it's great all around the country, from Florida all the way up to New York. It's something I have tied on 99.99999% of the time, no matter where I'm at in the country, what time of year it is, or whatever it might be. From pre-spawn to post-spawn to shad spawn to spawning, you name it. There's a bunch of different colors. I'm just going to kind of go over with, the setup I kind of caught them at on Potomac, my rod, reel, line, etc., the whole 9 yards. So, right off the rip, thunder cricket. So, this is a 1/2 ounce thunder cricket. This is the bruiser color. Okay, so, absolutely love this chatterbait, guys. And here's the deal with this chatterbait, the thunder cricket. When this thing's going through the water column, it's got a real tight wobble. Now, a lot of places that matters. At Potomac River, for me, it matters every time I go there. The first time the thunder cricket ever came out, I had it, I actually got it from John Garrett, so shout out you, John. It was in a college national championship. And me and Dakota Pierce, we was fishing, we ended up second, lost by 3 ounces in the national championship. But anyways, John had these thunder crickets, and he gave me one, and let's just say it outbeat every chatterbait on Potomac River 10-1, easily 10-1. I just think it's because I had never seen it. I think it's the way it comes through the water column and the way it comes through the grass. Now, so like I said, it's a 1/2 ounce bruiser, and 1/2 ounce 3/8. A lot of guys throw 3/8 in shallow water, but I don't, and here's why. I throw a 1/2 ounce the whole entire time. I literally own like 2 or 3 3/8 ounce chatterbaits. I'm pretty sure they were given to me by Cody, but for me, the 1/2 ounce chatterbait is the deal, the 1/2 ounce thunder cricket. Here's why. Because when like grass fishing, for instance, at Potomac River, it might only be 1.5 feet deep, 2 foot deep, but here's why I throw a 1/2 ounce. When you throw it out there, now it's a lot more work than throwing a 3/8. You throwing it out there and you're pumping it and you're ripping it through the grass. I feel like, for me at least, it creates a reaction bite. And every bite I get is when it gets, I'm reeling it through some hydrilla and it gets kind of wound up and I pump it real hard. That's when they eat it, as soon as it comes through the hydrilla. So for me, that's why I throw a 1/2 ounce over a 3/8. Now, you guys might say different. Drop a comment if you have a different opinion, but that's the way I feel about it. That's just what I've always done, and I'm just gonna stick to the script. So let's move on to the rod. Now, the rod is super, super important. And I've played with a bunch of different rods by Luz, and I have 2 rods that I throw. Now, I have one of them right here in my hand, but I'll talk about the other one, but this is my favorite one. So this is a Custom Light 7'4" medium heavy action fast mod, or mod fast, I'm sorry. So a 7'4" chatterbait rod is by far my favorite length. You get tons of distance on your cast. You still have, when those fish are in heavy cover like hydrilla, eelgrass, whatever it might be, milfoil, you can get them out of there no problem. And this rod, just the tip of it, the way it feels, you can feel every vibration that thunder cricket's making when you're reeling this thing in. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely love this rod. Now, the reel. I went all in on Hypermags this year. This is the only reel I'm throwing, and absolutely love a Hypermag, guys. It's such a pretty reel. The handles, the carbon fiber grip, the bearing system, the braking system. This is all new redesigned Hypermag from last year. We dropped this at ICAST in 2024, and I'm absolutely in love with this reel. And here's another big key feature when you're throwing a chatterbait or a thunder cricket, whatever you want to call it. Thunder cricket for me. I throw it on a fast reel. And it all boils back to the reaction bite. You know, when you're working it, hitting that grass and you're pumping it out real quick, it's just flying by their face and they have no choice but to eat it. So that's where I throw an 8-3 to 1. Always, no matter if I'm flipping docks with it or skipping docks with it, you know, shad spawn type deal. I just like being able to burn it real fast, you know, try to create more bites than I'm already getting on it. So that's my cup of tea. That's, you know, that's my opinion on it. But, you know, I feel like if I could take one bait in America, if you give me one bait for the rest of my life, it'd be a 1/2 ounce thunder cricket. It's just a confidence thing for me. Whether you're grass fishing, open water fishing, you know, I even throw it deep on ledges. I'm going to Kentucky Lake tomorrow to hop in a big tournament, and I got 3/4 ounces tied on. And you can just be so versatile with it. Like I said, a shad spawn, working in grass, flipping it under boat docks. And here's another cool bite that you guys might not know about, but I'm sure a lot of you do, is smallmouth. When you get up in smallmouth land and they're spawning, guys, you reel this thing around, oh my gosh, the bites you get, they're so hard, they're so fierce. It's just something about spawning smallmouth throwing a chatterbait. I absolutely love it. But like I said, guys, a 1/2 ounce is a big player for me. And I didn't really hit on the trailer here. So like I said, it's a 1/2 ounce Thunder Cricket Bruiser. So here's the deal. I have a Baby Rage Menace in black and blue flake on here. So I throw, you know, the Menace on the back of this thing 99% of the time. You know, of course, changing colors with the color of the Thunder Cricket. But a lot of the times you can see how much compact of a profile that is. This is the Baby. Now, if I'm trying to get this bait super deep, or not deep, if I'm trying to keep it below the water column, you know, kind of keep it down in the water column, that's when I'll throw a Baby Menace. Now, if I'm trying to keep it up, you know, like a shad spawn type deal, that's when I'll throw the regular Menace, the regular size Menace. So, here's your size comparison. That's the regular size. Here's the Baby. I don't know if you guys can really tell that, but there's a big size difference there. If I'm trying to keep it in the water column, the Baby. If I'm trying to keep it high in the water column, the regular Menace. So, like I said, you know, these are both just black and blue flake, and Baby Rage Menace and regular Rage Menace. Love that trailer. It's just a ton of action. So, I have it right now. Let's see if I can prop my rod up here. I have it right now. So, here's the hook point. This is how I have it at the moment, right? I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me try to get out of the frame. But here's the hook point. So I have the pinchers of it's rigged on, you know, flat sided up basically. Now, a lot of times I'm gonna take it off and re-rig it. A lot of times I'll do this if it's kind of a, you know, kind of a weird bite, or I'm on a big flat like I was at Potomac, and I actually did this at Potomac and it generated me a couple more bites. But what I'll do, I'll take this Menace, I'll turn it sideways. So now, let me get out of the frame. See what I'm saying? So that's the hook point. So now your flappers are straight up and down. So it's just a different range of motion, a different little technique I try to do. You know, straight up and down, that's how I first had it rigged. Now I have it rigged like that. So that's just a little tip that I do. You can kind of see it a little better right there. I just think it generates a, you know, a couple more bites here or there on kind of a tougher condition type place, like, you know, like it was at Potomac for me. I was fishing a big grass flat with literally probably 25, 30 boats on it, and you know, I was getting a ton more bites, I think, than a lot of other guys. Now, you know, they were throwing spinning rods or whatever, but it's just I lock this thing in my hand when I go to a grass lake, and it just generates me a ton of bites, and I absolutely love this thing. But you know, like I said, the Custom Light 7.4 medium heavy, loose hyper mag. Now let's talk about the line. Big deal here. So let's just put grass in play here. You know, you're going to a place, Potomac River or Gunnersville, and you're gonna be chunking the wine in this thing in the grass. Big line. No lighter for me than 18 pound. This is 20 pound right here, 20 pound Contra. And this is what I had tied on at Potomac. So when they bite that Thunder Cricket, I horse them. I own them suckers. And you know, like I said, heavy cover is a big player in the factor of heavy line. But you know, shad spawn type deal, skipping around boat docks, you can go down to 14, 15, 16 pound, you know, whatever line you guys throw. I know all the line dimensions are different, but, you know, 14, 15, 16 pounds, still have a ton of leverage with them. You know, you can even boat flip them with, you know, you catch a 3 or 4 pounder, 15 pound line, you can boat flip it, no problem. So, you know, that's kind of a big deal. And the line diameter really matters in what range of depth you're trying to get that thunder cricket in. Like I said, if you're flipping boat docks on a shad spawn, you kind of want to get it down into water column. The lighter the line you go, the deeper it'll run. You're fishing shallow, heavy grass like I was at Potomac, the heavier line, the more it stays up in the water column. So that's just a little tip right there. If you guys didn't know that, I'm sure most of you did, but like I said, guys, the thunder cricket, take it anywhere in the country from Florida all the way up to New York. I've caught a ton of bass on this setup already this year. The KOB, the Kings of Bass TV episode that I did at Florida at Lake Okeechobee for the first Bassmaster Open, I weighed in every bass on the old 1/2 ounce thunder cricket bruiser. Bruiser's by far my favorite color. Whether you're fishing grass, you know, shad spawn's different, like I said, you know, white and chartreuse or whatever it might be, but this color for smallmouth, largemouth, spotted bass, I love, love, love this color. Black and blue flake menace on it, whether you're throwing a baby or a regular. Like I said, guys, all this will be, you know, in slow motion. You can kind of slow it down and see the hyper mag, the rod, the reel, the bait, the trailers, you name it, guys. So I really, really enjoy doing these Tackle Tip Tuesdays, and I'm getting a lot of good feedback from you guys, and I really appreciate that. You know, I'm just trying to share my little bit of knowledge that I have for you guys, and maybe this will help you, you know, further down the road, catch more bass. And I had one comment, I think it was on the drop shot setup. Oh, I had a couple comments actually asking me to tie a double Alberto knot, or double Albright knot, I'm sorry. So I will do that eventually, so I appreciate those comments, guys. And like I said, if you have a question about the thunder cricket, the rod, the reel, the bait, the trailer, you name it, drop a comment, and I'll be more than happy to reply to you guys and try to answer in the best way I can. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. Like I said, this is a Tackle Tip Tuesday on a Tuesday, brought to you by Lose and Strike King, and it's Thunder Cricket Week. We'll catch you guys on the next one.